King Charles will have his coronation on Saturday, and there will be a change. The Archbishop of Canterbury is going to invite all the King's subjects, including people watching at home, to say out loud this oath of allegiance.
I swear that I will pay true allegiance to your majesty
and to your heirs and successors,
according to the law.
So help me God.
Joining me from London is broadcaster and commentator Esther Krakue. Esther, great to see you. Do you think many people are actually going to do that?
To be honest, I don't think they will. But I don't understand the fuss that's kind of been raised over it. You know, people in our armed forces swear allegiance to the king. If you're in any sort of state defence role, you swear allegiance to the king. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. The key word here is invited, and it's a nice aspect of the ceremony, but it's obviously not necessary.
It's interesting, isn't it? How much does it mean, the fact that it's being mocked a bit? I mean, I'm from Dutch background, your background is from Ghana. Do you feel any pull to say something like that? Does it make your heart beat a little faster?
Not necessarily. I mean, I will say it in my head. I think if you are, a British subject, you inherently say these vows anyway, or you at least acquiesce to them. So I don't think it's such a massive deal. I do think it is nice to have a bit of tradition and a bit of a sense of duty back. But again, it's voluntary. You don't have to say it, and it's just a nice part of the ceremony.
Yeah, I just wonder whether, the silence that it might invoke says too much, and whether whether the Archbishop should have invited that problem. Prince Harry is coming to the coronation, so at least it means a lot to him, as we've discussed. Even though he and his wife have, smearing and betraying the royal family's racist and cold. But it's reportedly staying just 24 hours, Esther. It's going to be flying back to America just 2 hours after the ceremony, apparently to celebrate his son's birthday. I assume from that he is right on the outer still with his father and brother. It's pretty cold.
Well, yes, of course, it's no secret that the relationship between Harry and William is still quite frosty. I think anyone would have a frosty relationship if their sibling released a tell-all memoir where they invaded their privacy in such an outrageous way. But it's clear that, Harry attending the coronation is simply because the king wanted him to be there. I've really questioned why Harry would want to be there, to effectively celebrate an institution that he has been very clear that he's not very fond of himself and has effectively robbed him of a family. But I do think this is King Charles's doing. I do think this is something that he wants. But it's clear that Harry doesn't want to stay very long. And to be perfectly honest, good riddance. The less we talk about the Sussexes, the better, especially when it comes to this coronation.
Now, Esther, just looking at the background behind you, I don't see any flags. I don't see any sign that there's a coronation. What is it like?
They're definitely around. They're definitely around. They're around all the train stations. They're around buildings, shops. You definitely can't miss that there's a coronation going on. Trust me.
And a sense of anticipation, or it'll be fun, or what's it like?
Well, there is an excitement here. It's effectively history. I know that most people in their lifetime will actually see two coronations as opposed to one, because it's expected that King Charles will have a relatively short reign in comparison to his mother. But it's still history. It's still an important part of this country. And I do think people are excited for it, even if it's just to get the day off of work.
Oh, Esther. I want my heart to beat faster for this moment, but I'm struggling myself, to be honest. Esther Krakue, thank you so much indeed for your time.